following presentation is available in 4K. The Legends Pinball 4KP has arrived at the studio, and we recently released part 1 of the series, which focuses on the hardware. If you haven't seen that already, I recommend starting there. I'll place a link above to make it easier to find, and also in the video description below. In this video, we'll discuss a new user interface that was designed for the Legends Pinball 4KP, take a closer look at each of the 3 displays, and check out some of the tables available in Legends 4K format. I'm John, and welcome to Wagner's Tech Talk. If this video gets to 1,000 likes, I will contact AtGames to see if we can have a giveaway for one Legends Pinball 4KP once they go into production. It's totally up to you. Let's see what happens. If you visit wagnerstechtalk.com/ALP4K EVT, you'll find additional details regarding the Legends Pinball 4KP, EVT, or pre-production model. AtGames is being incredibly transparent by letting us check out what they've done. This says volumes about the company and their goal to make sure it's the best product possible. If you have questions not listed in the Q&A section of the page, please comment in this video. As answers are identified, they will get updated there. You may have heard or read about Legends 4K format, but what does that really mean? Legends 4K is the format used by the Legends 4K series of machines. 4K format data will be in the output of every pinball table published on the Legends 4K series of machines. The format includes the playfield in 4K, an active backglass which can display leaderboard and table artwork, DMD for displaying table information and game scoring, SSF integration, which is an accessory that provides audio control of multiple speakers to provide a more realistic experience. Those speakers include 2 backbox speakers, 2 haptic speakers, both of which are built into the machine, and then 4 speakers in the SSF kit and 1 bass shaker. Haptics and solenoid control, that is, adjusting haptic and solenoid levels as configured by the user. Let's check out the new CE4K user interface. CE4K is the name of the new user interface developed for use with the Legends Pinball 4K series. The interface has been streamlined to be easier to navigate and aesthetically a much cleaner interface. You navigate the options within a menu by pressing the left or right flipper buttons. You then press the start button to select an option. From here you can use the D-pad or arcade control panel joystick to navigate up and down, and the start button to toggle a highlighted option. If there are multiple pages, you can press the left or right flipper button to turn the page. To go back, you press the rewind button. It all becomes very intuitive after you've used it for a few minutes. All the settings you may already be familiar with on the Legends Pinball HD appear to exist within CE4K as well. It just has a much cleaner look to it, at least in my opinion. I realize the settings aren't exactly the most exciting aspect of the machine, so I'll quickly speed past many of them. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a closer look. However, we will make a quick pause on the HDMI option. This is the same option you'll see when you press the channel button on the top panel of the machine. Here you can change the control mode to the following options: OTG, OTG wireless, which I'll learn more about and we'll discuss in a future segment, Arcade Play Link or APL, and Wireless Control Deck. For the incoming display rotation on HDMI 1, instead of listing the degrees, you'll find options for Portrait, Flip Landscape, Flip Portrait, and Landscape. There are many more settings that are available, but there is one very important option within UI settings that I think we should cover. If you prefer a tile-based UI rather than a list, in UI settings you can change the table view mode to tiled. Now when you back out, you'll see all the options in a UI that is reminiscent of the UI on the ALP HD with an added facelift. You can navigate the options using a D-pad or the arcade control panel joystick. If you move to the bottom, you'll find all the familiar options such as All Games, App Store X, ArcadeNet, Settings, etc. To drill down into an option, you just press the forward nudge button, which makes sense. For example, when you select All Games, you then see Pinball Games. Drill down further to see games from Magic Pixel, and any others that are released in Legends 4K format. The speakers on the Legends 4KP sound very good. That is in part due to the larger 3.5-inch stereo speakers. They are 1.5 inches larger than those on the HD version. Let's listen in a bit. In part 1, we briefly touched on the upcoming SSF accessory kit, which will be available around the time the ALP 4K begins shipping. I received a very interesting video from AtGames since then, and they've kindly allowed me to share it here. What you're about to see is an early labs SSF test that shows a small ball rolling around. If you have headphones on, you'll more easily be able to hear the separation as the ball is rolling. However, you'll only hear through the left and right speakers. The SSF kit will include 4 speakers and 1 bass shaker. As the ball rolls, you'll hear the sound from all corners of the table, and as mentioned earlier, it will also utilize the front speakers and 2 front exciters for a total of 9 speakers.
Shall we play a game?
Using the codename of Rachel for the Vibs board as an example, comment below with your guess as to the codename for the SSF kit. Clue number 1 was in the first video, and clue number 2 has been embedded in this episode. They are well hidden. I'm not going to make it easy to find, but will reveal at the end of the series. Keep in mind, the answer is not anyone from the Friends sitcom. Good luck and have fun! We'll now focus on the displays. Let's take a closer look at the 3 displays on the Legends Pinball 4K. First off, the playfield is a 32-inch 4K display. We're looking at the Natural History Dinosaur Dynasty table. I prefer this slightly angled view to demonstrate the playfield, as it allows you to see more of the table and the ball animations. The colors and brightness levels look sharp. We'll take a look at some close-ups of the display to demonstrate the differences between 4K and HD in just a moment. When it comes to the 2 backbox displays, the back glass itself is a 23.8-inch HD display. As you select a table, and before starting it, you'll see this cool animation that shows the leaderboard high scores. I think it's a nice use of the back glass when deciding which table you want to play. The 8-inch DMD is also HD. During gameplay, the animations and scoring that you would typically see overlaid on top of the back glass on the Legends Pinball HD appear here. This allows for a full view of the back glass artwork. As the back glass display is 8.2 inches larger than what we have on the Legends Pinball HD, it makes for a more authentic pinball experience. Another question that was asked in the video comments from part 1 that we should address is how are the viewing angles on each of the displays? Let's take a look. Starting with the 4K playfield. The viewing angles on the 4K playfield look impressive in my opinion, but what about the back glass display? Yeah, that looks equally impressive. The DMD also looks very good. I think we can conclude the viewing angles are very good on all 3 displays. I'll play a couple of tables briefly so you can get a good look at all 3 screens in action. I want to point out that you'll hear the solenoids firing at full strength when the flipper buttons are pressed. As mentioned, this is the version 1.0 cabinet, and in version 1.1 and the subsequent 1.2, the solenoid strength is software controlled, allowing you to adjust the impact. Also, the solenoids definitely add to the immersion of the tables as you feel the flippers as you play. Let's listen. One point that a few have questioned is if the CPU can handle the tables being played in 4K. Based on what I'm seeing, it can, and very well, but you be the judge. Another question that's been asked is, what is the refresh rate on the 4K display? AtGames has confirmed it's a 60 Hz and that a 4K 120 Hz display would increase the price of the machine substantially. When comparing the Legends Pinball HD on the left with the 4KP on the right, and the camera positioned about 2 feet above the display, you can easily tell the ball animations are much smoother. When I bring the camera closer to the playfield, the difference between 1080p and 4K become even more apparent. On the left, you can see some jagged edges on the flippers and pixelation. On the right, if there is any pixelation, I'm not personally seeing it. The images look much sharper, the animation smoother, and substantially better in 4K. What do you think of the difference? Comment below, I want to hear your thoughts. Another question from the video comments, how do the table load times compare between HD and 4K? Great question, let's find out. I'll add a timer to the bottom so we can see the difference.
Natural history. Last Ice Age. Last Ice Age.
That's 11.1 seconds for the 4KP. HD took quite a bit longer, so I'll go ahead and speed it up 4 times. And that's 30 seconds. The 4KP is about 19 seconds and nearly 3 times faster loading a table. We've reached the end of part 2. The pinball experience with the Legends 4KP is very exciting. The tables look so much better in all the ways we've discussed today. That is, the sharpness of the images, the viewing angles, and the speed in which the tables load. While all of this is exciting news, AtGames has assured me that the Legends Pinball HD will be supported for the foreseeable future, and many new table packs are coming and released in both HD and 4K format. At this point, we've covered the hardware and software aspects of the Legends Pinball 4K. In part 3, we'll explore OTG. There have been many questions from part 1 about this, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video informative, please click the like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I hope you'll consider doing so. And with that, I look forward to talking with you again very soon.